My head is full of light imaginings as I take the wooded path down to the coast. My skill has always been to see and hear the turning. My eyes will hold one thread. Silence falls around me on the path. In this space, we do not measure time. It twists and loops and leads me through. I bend and caress the soft cream flowers. They turn to stars, heroines of the Milky Way shining in the night sky. I am a single beam in their array. I'm lost in their bright complexity. I roll and open my body, arms outstretched on velvet-scented nesting, silk and webbing lightly sprung. Brave harmonies rise and fall in waves. I reach out to a star's guardian, smooth, undulating tree trunk, tall sentinel, a man, sinuous and towering in a sea of stars. I caress the long, firm torso, following its bends and mounds, a body smooth and hard, a sonorous voice, deep intoning. My hands move lightly down his chest, across his flat belly. I shift closer to take in his scent, to curl against his warmth. Then a new voice shapes our melody, sharp and strong, the countering call of a raven. The turning spell is broken. I'm standing again on the path winding down to the cove. I laugh aloud and walk to the spring that trickles near the path. I bend to sip from cupped hands. The water sings again, the sweet high lilt of the stars and the urging melody of their sentinel. I smile as echoes remain, tingling through my body. The covered path breaks open where it joins the wide dirt road turning down to the busy cove. I stamp first my right foot, then my left in the dry dirt and watch the dust rise and fall again onto my boots. One foot steadily after another I walk, glancing back just once to check that I'm leaving footprints in my wake. It's an old habit, learned from my mother, the proof of my returning. If anyone asks, I would say, I've always had these visions. Perhaps I learned them from my mother, from her stories. Infected by her dreams, perhaps I inherited them, passed down the female line. Comforting leaps to bridge my gaps of exactitude, and hers. The urge to skip rises in me, bright memories of being a girl. I will not fall. I smile quietly and allow myself one hop and step on each side, then resume the gait of a grown woman. What good to the man of stars the giddy wanderings of a girl? I summon my studious demeanour. There'll be other times for those imaginings. The main road to the cove brings with it the bustle and industry of the colony, less than 2 years old. I hear the rhythm syncopated, axes, hammers, saws, picks and hoes and shovels. Many faces are familiar. I give and return greetings. Soldiers, red jackets removed and folded over trees. Convicts bent in toil, their garments rough and fraying. For some the morning sun shows reddening shoulders and the ragged tracks of lashing crisscrossing their bony backs. Huts and simple shelters are spreading outwards in the settlement. Separate clusters, soldiers, convicts, these dark strangers, here long before our incursion. The scarcity of food, the pox, the scourge, the damp cold of the recent winter, all bring closer encroachment and some dependency, one to another. At At the wheelwright's hut, I take the left fork and join the track that leads to the west of the headland. There are more trees left to grow on this side, and I make my way through a splintered shade past shifting shadows on the dusty path. I am lying, back warmed by fire coals, in the dark. The soft rain. There is no birdsong. My ears tune to the wind, waves of air, like the sea, reaching, retreating. Tiny stones chorus and turn. Love and lament, desire and taboo. My tongue savours smoke and singe of bark and leaves. I smell damp dirt, and blind eyes resist memory. Word thoughts tangle in the story of a dream. Sleep falls again like a blanket settled tenderly. I am in transition. Ghost of a woman, spirit of a man. My basket is half full of mystery. Yams, paperbark parcels of cooked fish, oysters packed like so many sharp stones, sprigs of fragrant leaves, all from where? I did not make it to the headland, thwarted by the high sandstone and twisting narrow paths that turned back on themselves from the west. Again and again I try to ascend, scrabbling, sliding down, until defeated, I wind back to the shore to soak my bloodied hands and scraped knees in the salt water. There is a bind from the west. I cannot seem to breach it. There is no path today that will turn to my endeavour. Something hitches at my breast. Is that fear? I weep. Useless tears mingle in the salted sea. Am I lost? Lost again? My desire moves out and in with these washing waves, reaching and retreating. Oh, it is disappointment. Pebbles turn and sing their soft melody. I would swim away but for that basket half full of gifts on the sand. I would take that bark canoe and paddle to a distant shore. I climb to the beach. I scoop out a hole. I bear down and empty into a gathering pool. I cover my grief with sand. High on the point, the night is open. Stars call through threads of air, sinew twisted and taut. My back arches, eyes closed, arms wide, breasts cool. My body lifts, belly pulls, limbs grip, sinew strung. Knock, draw, and loose. This will make a luminous path. Those first weeks of discovery all taste like disappointment. I sit with the women. They speak little with me. Or when they do, shyly, softly. My ability to hear and watch sounds turn to reveal their mystery abandons me. With some frustration and sadness, I struggle to share their tongue. Somewhere, a stony silence. Here on the headland, the turning is blocked by a force moving like a slow storm heavy with cloud. I can read Latin, French, even the mirrored Greek symbols. Those shapes turned for me, their meaning revealed. Reading those books has shaped my thoughts. I am an open heart. My head is strong. I strive for him, the man of stars, here on the headland, to assist with his endeavours, to find my own paths to knowledge and to liberty. Yet I see him now. He returns unmoved down to the cove in the fading tea-time light. Memories turn and return, fire flames bright and high, singing, dancing, circling, writhing coloured serpents winding in and under sand. Then all is lost in smoke. Like a blinded moth, I return to the light, turn and return, head bowed, bearing towards a flame, a starman, mawkish submission. I am never like this. There was Thomas. I was in charge. Again, I taste desire. Let it not smoulder and implode, immolate my vision, sacrifice my potential, my knowledge, my freedom. I am a woman practiced at introspection, unafraid of its mystical incursions. Thomas, like his father, has a taste for mechanical pursuits. Like my own father, Thomas needs and creates exactitude. He'll join the Marine Corps. We'll travel together. Our world is changing fast, and we're ready to be part of a new society. His gift is seeing numbers and calculations, using the new instruments of our time. My gift, though more obscure, is for hearing language and tasting sounds. I read widely of human consciousness, empiricism, reformism, and naturalism. I dip, I skim, I skip, I gather and weave. Gaps are filled with imagination and my dreams. My patchwork of discoveries, strengthened with Thomas's calculated facts, gives us a towering certitude and a thirst for liberty. We travel to Portsmouth as newlyweds. Fleets will carry us to the southern lands. The great scientists and philosophers of our enlightened era urge us on to partake in creating new worlds. There is never a time when Thomas is not in my life. We're kindred souls, companions of intellectual experience. Our fathers are childhood friends. When Thomas is 8, his father dies. He and his mother come to live with us. Thomas is younger by 8 years. Our age gap affords us shelter from provincial talk. We are more a match of minds than a meeting of bodies. Yet when he is standing there, so proud in his new uniform, in the soft candlelight, in the space of a moment, my body quickens. In the shared darkness of our new home, anticipating a future together, we find our bodies and climb to places unknown, unexplored.